What's up guys, Ali here from isocially.com and welcome back to my channel. So today's questions are from one of my Udemy students named Catherine. So let's jump into this. So she sends two questions and the context is the class she took was for to become a freelance social media manager. So our first question, let's jump into this right now. Do you think it's best to concentrate on one or two business niches? So imagine you're just starting out. There's a lot of advice out there. Hey, focus on niche or go home. If you don't go after a specific niche, you cannot grow your business. So there's a lot of talk there. So I want to talk about that and give you some advice. So first of all, my story. When I first started out on doing my social media management agency or even consulting in the beginning, I didn't have a niche. I was basically just coming from a completely different industry to social media. I had no clue what a niche is. And I talked to the furniture stores, gym owners, like everyone. So that gave me an opportunity to kind of really get to know different niches, different people, and really ask myself, which one do I like the best? What's the best niche for me? What's the niche that I enjoy the most? And then after I had like 5 or 6 clients, then I started going niche and focused on not every industry, but some very specific industry. But here are a couple of things that if I looking back, obviously now I know a lot more. I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. So here's what I would suggest if you're just starting out. So option number one is you do what I did. You in the beginning, if you're starting from 0 clients, the first 4 or 5 clients, forget about the niche, see who you can work with, learn from that, and then slowly narrow down. That's option number one. The option number two is I want you to ask yourself these two questions. So question number one is, do I feel passionate about a specific niche? Let's say you're into yoga and that niche you really love, or maybe you're really into like food, restaurant, recipes, and you love that niche. So if you're really passionate about a certain topic, then that's the niche you can pick for your social media management, consulting, being a freelancer, or even like starting your agency. The second question that you can kind of ask yourself is, do I have an easy access to a specific niche? So think about, imagine, let's say in your previous life, you used to work at a gym, or maybe you were a gym owner and you know 10 other gym owners, and now you're starting your social media consulting, and you can talk to those 10 gym owners and ask them, hey, do you need help with this? And 3 of them say yes. Guess what? Then that could be your niche. So, that's the option number two. So to kind of like summarize, option number one is I had no clue. So what I did, I kind of like started broad, and then I worked with everyone. The pro of that was, obviously the con was I was all over the place, but the pro was I got to work with different niches, different businesses, different type of business owners, and then really identify after I had 4 or 5 clients, I stepped back and I'm like, okay, so what do I really love? Who do I really love working with? And then that became online businesses. In my case, was the answer. So that became, my focus down the road. So that's option number one. Option number two is ask yourself these two questions if you're trying to figure out what niche you should go after. Do you feel passionate about a certain niche, a certain topic, restaurants, gyms, online businesses, whatever it may be? Or number two is, do you have an easy access to a certain type of people? Then that could be your starting niche. But as I always say, hashtag ABT, always be testing. So let's say you pick a niche today, but after 6 months, after some time, you're like, hey, I don't really like this. That's fine. You can always change your mind. All right, so that was question number one. Let's look at question number two. How to convince a company that the job can be done remotely? So great question. And yes, the social media management, helping businesses with social media can be done remotely. I have a remote agency, even though I do have an office space, but my team is all over the country. Actually, they're all over the world. And our clients are all over the world too. And it's a remote agency or remote consulting company. If you talk to a potential client and they're showing resistance, here's what I would do. I'll tell them the benefits of hiring a remote consultant. So they don't have to put them on a payroll. They don't have to pay their benefits. They don't have to worry about the health insurance. They don't have to worry about the office space, right? So there's a lot of cost that comes with hiring a full-time in-house person. So what I would do is tell them all these benefits, but then that's it. I will not try to force my opinion on them. I will let them make a decision, because your time, I believe, is well spent on not convincing people, but just going after the next client or the next potential client who's more inclined towards working with you being a remote consultant. So that's what I would do. I'll tell them all the benefits of remote hiring a remote consultant, social media manager. But then after that, I'll step back and I'll let them make a decision. If for them, because you always have to think about what's best for you. For you, the best is being remote, being able to travel, the flexibility and all that. For them, their benefits, or they're on a different page. For them, they're looking at it from a different lens or different glasses, and that's fine. Don't spend time convincing people of something they already may have made up their mind. So tell them what the benefits are, tell them what you can do, and that's it, and move on to the next potential client. That's what I would do. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Before you go, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time. Bye.